Let's see. I'm just going to talk to you about 1984 in Brave New World because I have been paying attention to what's going on in the political scene, and it's pretty creepy, especially if you've read either of those books. One of the big things I took away from 1984 is the whole idea of an enemy within, and just the whole idea of like the 30 days of like hate and stuff like that. If you've ever read that book, it's really creepy. Also, Brave New World is also really creepy in that people are addicted to a drug called soma, and they are too disabled by pleasure to do anything. It's just bread and circus on steroids. That is very similar to kind of what's going on now. I see people constantly just state things that are just not true. I'm seeing places called war zones where you can buy matcha ice cream and overpriced shoes. So this is just getting a little bit ridiculous. In 1984, there's a whole part where the Thought Police literally torture the main character in it, Winston, until he basically states things that are factually false. That's the whole point of the party breaking people in that book, is to get them to believe things that are factually false. In the start of the book, when he writes down it's 1984, he's also not sure if it even is 1984. He's not really sure of anything. That's really, really similar to how a lot of politics has been working recently. And it's not just on MAGA. I've talked to many people I know from my home state, Colorado, that are like, supposed to be liberal, and they also have a lot of really weird conspiratorial thinking. So this is something we need to call out because it's just not effective way to run anything. And it's a sign that the people who are controlling our political parties do not have our best interests in mind. At the end of 1984, there is a reveal where the guy that's the member of the Thought Police reveals that no one really benefits from the society. Everyone's kind of suffering, even the very, very wealthy. But the thing is, the wealthy's power relative to people in the bottom still gets greater. So they prefer that kind of society. When I see AI tech being rolled out designed to replace massive swaths of the population that deliver services that are inferior to services ran by people, I can't help but think about that. And when I see just the mass quantities of drugs that are rolled out, I'm not really talking about a wee bit more like Oxycontin and stuff. These are massively disabling mass swaths of the population, very similar to Soma in Brave New World. So, my advice is go find these books and read them because they're really creepy. Like, really creepy. Especially with what's going on. There's nothing else to bring up from 1984. There's a part where there's a character known as the Savage. He is only exposed to a copy of the Bible and a math book. He goes to a movie, and the film is described as utterly mindless but extremely immersive. And it's just meant to, like, scratch the most primal itches. We're not really that far off in the way that our media is constructed, in the way that we're kind of kept in a state of just perpetual entertainment. So the thing is, break out of that. Try and find ways to get just more informative entertainment because that's also really important. A film I recommend to end this that everyone should check out is a fan of dystopian fiction is the film Brazil. It's made by one of the Monty Python directors. One of the things that's really funny about it is when it came out, people were like, this is over exaggerated. Our society isn't this authoritarian. he at the time stated that like I didn't intend to make it over exaggerated in any way. If you watch that, looking at today's society, it's very unsettling. He lives an entire fantasy reality basically in his head during the film. So yeah. Anyways, like and subscribe if you want. Yeah.